Welcome. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to see you. Both of my Gails are here. Hi, Gail. Hi, Gail.
Gail squared.
Oh,
But we're
that's
not
so funny.
squares. We're just two of us.
You
Okay.
are not squares. Yes. Well, I want to welcome everybody to the Digital Office at Home podcast. We are on YouTube as well as on your favorite podcast apps. So, in case you want to see our faces, you can go to YouTube. If you just want to hear us and not look at us, you can go over to your podcast apps and check us out. I drive in an hour and a half every Sunday to visit somebody, and so I get a lot of time to listen to podcasts. I can't watch videos, so it's good that we have both. You know, you can listen or watch or both.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. So I'm Marian LaSalle, and my co-host is Gail, the other Gail. There you go, the one waving. There you go. And Gail, who is also here, is our guest today. Gail is Gail Stolzenburg. I have known Gail for many years in the Houston area. We both ran, I probably still do, networking groups. And so not only did Gail have networking groups that he would either belong to or run or help run, but he also has an email list. So if you're in the Houston area, you can get on his list and it will tell you all the cool places that you can network. So I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna turn it over to the other Gail, and we're just gonna say, hey, thank you for being here and enjoy the show.
Yes. Oh my goodness. And it is such an honor to have you here, Gail. I went to your information, that on social media, and I was just blown away because it's like you're the master networker, connector, obviously is your nickname. And like I'm you, only a different version, and you've done so many more things than I could possibly think of. And I was just so impressed because I'm like, wow, this is a cool guy. I want to be like him when I grow up. But I've done a lot of the things, but I saw, even in your list of authors and, like Jordan Adler and, Big Al, I love
Yep.
his teaching. You've got a lot of what I've done and heard and studied over the years. So I was like, I couldn't wait to be on and to hear you. So tell us, you've been doing this since you were in diapers, or like when did you know that
Oh,
when did you know this was your destiny and that you started your course? What
this
were
is
your
great.
aha moments?
I love that. Thank you,
Well,
Gail.
it probably started from when I first got involved with business, and we didn't call it networking back then. It was just business meetings. But
Oh, boring business meetings.
that's
Yeah,
right.
sounds stodgy.
Uh, that I think probably in the late '90s is when uh, we started hearing the words about networking groups and so on, and I got involved with some at that point. I actually spent 17 and a half years with the BNI organization,
I love it.
and I was the education director for
Mhm.
them. We had 42 chapters and 1,134 members at that time.
Wow.
So
Mhm.
that was a good lot of education. Spent some time with Dr. Ivan Meisner and the other
Oh, cool.
folks
So
involved there.
cool.
So, but that's where I initially started there. I was running several businesses. One was it was actually a automation consulting firm, and I actually had that for about 30 years. And
Wow.
I
You
had
were you were before your time, huh? Now AI
oh,
automation, man, you
and
wow.
I had some of the Fortune 500 companies like Boeing Aircraft uh,
Uh-huh.
company as clients, and I had uh, clients around the world as far away as Australia and South Africa, and
Wow.
really had an enjoyable time with that business. But I did a lot of business networking, and then in the Houston area, of course. involved with a lot of the networking groups here.
So when you say just real quick, automation, and you're working with Boeing,
What's
what,
the link? Yeah,
yeah, what,
those
I mean,
guys those guys
we
just
had,
fly, right?
yeah, well, I mean, we had
Well,
Boeing. I work for airlines. We had Boeing engines, so I'm thinking, okay, how did you? What kind of automation was that?
one area of our business was in the identification and weighing systems,
Oh,
and that was a barcode radio frequency type identification, and I developed a system for Boeing Aircraft Company to weigh the 747, 757, and so on, uh,
was important.
because they have weighing devices in the struts of airplanes, but
Hmm.
they have to have some way to calibrate it,
Right.
and so I would
Mm.
pull them onto a scale, and like the 777, I think they've got 20 different wheels underneath there, so it's it's a lot of uh, wheels to weigh, and then they could calibrate it from that point.
So your personality wasn't as used as often because you were really using more of you need your statistical brain there. But so you didn't have to convince people to do anything or encourage people. So that was that a little bit out of your destiny, or did you feel you were like a square peg in
Well,
a hole? Or
you still had to sell it because nothing
okay,
happens till the sale's made, and
gotcha.
so
Okay.
I did a lot of the things that I'm doing in networking now, such as I produced newsletters and use those. Of course, we didn't have social media at the time, but I sent out newsletters and client bragging.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So on.
Mhm.
So that was our method of, in addition to what you would call industry business meetings. I
Mhm.
was involved with. It's actually called the, the Stone Organization, and rather than diamonds and so on, it was road building materials,
Oh,
and
well, that's what
so
built the nation. So, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, I have a
cool.
question. I want to go back to networking
yes.
because, I spent
Yeah.
so many years doing that. So, how did you go from working at Boeing into owning your own business and working from home? Because, this podcast
Right.
about working from home,
Ah, yes.
and we all have, probably not all. I shouldn't say that. Most of us have had that opportunity to work for a company where we had to get in the car and drive to the actual place where they would give us a paycheck at the end of the week. And so, how did you move from working for Boeing to working from home?
Well, I only had one job in my life, and that's when I got married, and my wife was bringing home a paycheck, and she thought I ought to bring home one too. So
That
I
was
went to work for a construction company, and I ended up as the business manager for the company, and they wanted to get automated, and IBM was the only game in town at that day, in those days, and the salespeople for IBM were well trained. They could not only design a system, but they could program a system and sell it. And the salesman that came out uh, was uh, he was taking a leave of absence from his family company to learn how to do the automation aspect. And my hobby at the time was the sport of judo, still is. Uh, he had three daughters, and he asked me to include them in my judo club. So in the evenings, I would teach his kids and
oh,
himself judo. In the daytime, he would train me in
oh,
in the automation aspect, and that we formed a friendship. He left IBM, I left the construction company, and we formed a consulting firm, and
Oh, nice.
that's where we move forward.
that's
Oh, I love
cool.
it.
Very cool story. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yes, yes, yes. I love hearing how people are able to do it because so many people feel they can't. I talk to a lot of people, they're like, I wouldn't even know how to move in from, a consistent paycheck over here to working from home for myself. So, one of the things that I want to make clear is just because you want to work from home doesn't mean you have to own your own business. So Gail and I both have been talking about this. You could work for a company that allows you to work from home or from wherever. So I don't want you to think you're stuck in your home either. You could literally, as long as you have good internet, you could literally run your business or work for a company from a motorhome, from your sister's house, from, I could go to Gail's house, but not in the wintertime. Okay. I could, she lives up north in
It's
Snow
freezing
Hill.
here today.
Yeah, but in the summertime, if she invited me, I could literally take my laptop with me and work from there, which would be really cool, right, Gail?
You bet.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like an affiliate, right? Being an affiliate, you sell someone else's product, Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
I
that's
actually do some of that.
yeah.
And so most of the people that I deal with in that industry are working from home.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
they,
You really support a lot of people, including yourself, about health and wellness of the people. I have seen you talk at lots of different places. You're a fantastic speaker. And one of the things I notice the most is that you seem to care about our health. Can you go into that a little bit, Gail?
sure, the most important thing, if you ask somebody in their life after their higher power and their family, is their health. And without your health, it's hard to do your job, your work, and so forth. And I was involved in investing in real estate. I think I had over 30 properties here in the Houston area at one time, and the my mentor, I've got a mentor for everything that I do, uh, was a guy named Robert G. Allen, who wrote the famous book Nothing Down, and his executive assistant got involved with the health and wellness business, and he kind of put his toe in there to help her out, and he knew I was involved with health also, and so that got us started with the health and wealth products, and I had several thousand associates around the world that worked with me on it, and again, everyone was working from home. No one had a storefront or that type of thing. So it was a great example. The direct marketing industry, almost everyone works from home.
Yeah, right. I think we're on the same the pattern where if you are, like Marian said, you kind of feel stuck if you are working for a company. Many, many, many people dread getting up Monday morning and going to a company, and they don't know there are other ways to go. And I think if anybody is listening to this podcast, they can take from it that do an inventory of who you are and your skills, your gifts, your talents, your dreams, and how that's aligning with where you are now, where you want to be. You can wean. You can be a wiener. I say a lot. We just put, like you said, they put your toe in. You just try to do something different. You still have your job, you still got your income, but try to put your toe in some different waters to test how much, because everything is learning too. You're learning every day, and we are able to take in such great knowledge. We're kind of like a frog in a frying pan when we're working for companies, and you don't know you're getting cooked. So I think it's a good idea to do an inventory, and then you can break free. You really can. And like Marian said, if you don't feel like, oh, I don't know what else I could do, just, try something and be a wean yourself into something else, keep your job, have that security, and then just keep building. And I think that's kind of, you're a guy with challenges, Gail. You don't care. You're going to go for all kinds of stuff. You're not somebody who's going to rest on your laurels, I don't think, ever. So just wanted to add that little bit.
Well, I think most everyone, secretly wants to be in business for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that they may be experienced in some technical aspect or whatever, but they have no training in marketing
Right.
or sales
Mm-hmm.
or leadership.
Right.
All they know is something in operations, and so that's a big hurdle. And in the area of networking, that's one of the biggest things that we have to do is to help people expand their horizons so that they can actually have a successful business.
What are some of your favorite books that you would recommend to people?
Well, if I turned the laptop around and it's a little messy, but if you looked at I'm surrounded by shelves with books on them. I read at least one nonfiction book every week. I don't spend much time with fiction books, and most of them are ones that deal with personal development or with networking, connecting, business type books. And uh, I spent a lot of time, as Marian knows, with networking. So networking like a pro, that was written by Dr. Ivan Meisner in the BNI group, is one of the favorite books that I got.
Okay.
But and you talked about Big Al. I think I've read every one of
Yeah.
his books. So these are the types of books that that I read and spend time with, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
The Focus that Jack Canfield wrote, great book for people that are entrepreneurs.
Excellent. I have a question about technology. So when I ask you this question, what I'm referring to is how you conduct your business online. So do you have any tools or resources that you can talk about that you use that we could recommend to the people at home that are thinking about or are running their business but have never heard of?
The resources that people have never heard of. Is that
Well,
what you just asked me, right?
Well, tools that you use. You didn't even ask me anything about StreamYard. You seem very comfortable getting on there. Most people who've never heard of StreamYard are like, well, I don't know. Is that like Zoom? I mean, they've never heard of it. So maybe you use something that other people haven't heard of, but you're very familiar with.
Well,
Can you
I,
recommend
I,
any tools?
I can tell you that I'm excited about AI, and
Me too. I love it. Me
that,
too.
that it's amazing
I know.
the
People are
direction
afraid
it's
of it. It's
going.
like, no, no, don't be afraid. It's okay.
Some people are scared about it taking over and all that type of thing. But I see that as a tremendous tool because I write a lot of magazine articles
Oh,
and
yeah.
I write a few books and that I do writing every day and I can just ask a question and get more information than I ever needed
Yeah.
coming out to me. But I think that that's one of the tools that we're going to see kind of revolutionize things. I think we'll see so many more books getting done, and I know all the kids' homework and those folks working on their dissertation or PhD are making good use of that for research and so on. So I think that's the major one that everyone will be focusing on.
I agree. I agree. Gail, what do you think? Are you
Oh, I'm
excited
loving
about
it.
AI?
I'm so loving it because between that and Canva and being able to create books, gift books, ebooks, I mean, and then you can, oh my liver. I mean, the sky has just opened up and and like Gail said, I don't have any fear. There are so many people that, oh, they're going to suck your brain out or they're going to use your information. Well, let them have it. If they can use my information, go for it. I
Oh,
love it.
that's
I do
great.
love it.
Oh, good, good, good. Well, I do too. I think for me, that is a tool that I would recommend that you get to know. I saw a TikTok, which I love, by the way. TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. I saw one yesterday that said, it's it's something that we're going to use. It's going to be part of our life. And so the more you resist it, the further and further you will be behind. And they talked about the old fashioned executive who always had their secretary write their emails and they had no idea. It's the same thing. This is going to be common for everybody. I mean, we all use Siri and Alexa and things like that already. This is just a way above that, and it's just going to be part of our lives. So you might as well dive in. And if you want some help with that, you're more than welcome to. Gail and I, the other Gail,
Yeah.
and I belong to a mastermind, and we dive into this kind of stuff all the time. So if you ever want to talk to us about our mastermind, we'd be happy to talk to you about it because we're not afraid. We're going for it.
That's great.
We're like Gail. We are. We're not
Well,
afraid.
I can tell you, I was born on a ranch up in Nebraska, and I even rode a horse to school, but I had
Wow.
no electricity, no phone, uh,
Oh my
no
gosh.
indoor facilities,
Oh my liver. That's
and
amazing.
the jump from that to today is just amazing. I've seen so much advancement. We've advanced more in the last 50 years than we did in
It's
the
amazing.
first how many thousands of years we've been around.
Isn't it crazy? From the horse and buggy, and people would say, "Oh, I'm not going to have one of those crazy things, those those things that are running on the street." And then you go, and I remember when the computer first came out, I had a lady who was over 55 in my office. I swear she was going to have a heart attack because they were putting computers on our desk, and she didn't even want to touch it. She thought she was going to, destroy everything in the whole office. Any button she pushed, it was going to eliminate everything, and she was going to get fired. She just made herself so upset because she was so afraid of it. And this is, now it's with the because of this. That's why with AI it's so easy to bring into our lives because we just know it's going to keep getting better and better. Who knows what's going to come up next? I mean,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. What are they going to think of next?
right.
So, hey, Gail talked about, making books and things like that because of AI. Look at this, okay? So she's got this really cool book that you could go download right now, and you can either pay for it or you can download it on your Kindle for free. It's called The $1,000,000 Personality, and it is fantastic. Now, she's not talking about her own personality, but I do believe she does have that $1,000,000 personality. She's actually talking about somebody else. Tell us a little bit about that, Gail.
Well, it's based from the Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich, which Charles Schwab was given $1,000,000 bonuses because he was able to generate such enthusiasm in a time when it was just dreadful to work in the steel industry. I mean, it was dark and dreary and ugly and hard. And he
And
made
hot, probably.
he made the people feel loved and welcomed, and they had a camaraderie. And he was given multiple $1,000,000 bonuses for his work because of that. And during the story, in the whole book, I could relate. All of a sudden, I would say, "Oh, Napoleon Hill did that, and I did that." So I would just some of the stories of my life I just put in the book. I says I might as well write my own book. So that's what I did. It's very short. It's very short, but I intend to write more this
I
year. A
love
lot
it.
more. So
I love
it's
it.
really
Thank you
fun.
for
I have some
talking about
crazy
that.
moments in there. So
I love it. Thank you, Gail. I appreciate that so
thanks
much.
for asking.
I just, as you can tell, I just adore Gail. Both my Gails. I adore both of them. there's nothing bad you could say about either one of them. Just really great personalities and very helpful, very kind, considerate, and helpful. So I would, if I were you, I would recommend going and visit both of them. So, all right, what's next, Gail? You got another question? Or Gail, do you have a question for us?
Well, you'd asked me to talk about tools somewhat.
Oh, yeah.
And I've just started a new venture, and so I'm unable to talk about it a lot.
Oh my gosh, you can't do that to us.
I knew it.
We don't have all the pieces put together yet, but it's based on background, and I formed a joint venture with a friend of mine that's is a good podcaster too, by the way. But he has got a good background, and we were looking at a different approach on rather than going through the typical thing of putting ads up on Facebook or whatever, to see how you could bring prospects and convert them to customers or clients. And so that's what I'm working on.
Okay, well, we want to be the first people to interview you when you are ready to talk about it, right, Gail?
There you are.
We will spread it out to the world.
You got to promise us that. Come on now.
I will promise you that, and
Okay.
I think you'll enjoy it too, because it's going to hopefully affect a lot of people's lives.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
yeah, and it'll be a virtual class or course or something like that. Is that kind of
It will include a course, yes,
Cool.
sure will. So,
Very nice.
and it'll be basically directed to those folks that are working from home too.
Oh, well, see,
Good. Well,
we have to be.
perfect
We
fit.
have- Yep, perfect.
Perfect.
Well,
fit.
I just want to thank everybody for being here today. I enjoyed myself tremendously. Two of my favorite people here with me. And so I want you all to think about what it is that you would like. Okay, do you want us to interview you? Do you want us to interview somebody special? There's all kinds of things that you could contact us and let us know what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and give everybody the last word before I play a wonderful video.
Well, thank you, Marian, because you are a wonderful host too. You're so sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, Gail. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Gail, so
Thank
much.
you so much for having me. I enjoyed it also.
We love your voice.
Okay, good. All right, so this video I'm about to play, don't leave, because I cry every time I hear it.
So, I know.
But
Oh, it's very moving. I love it.
it's very moving. It's part of two of the people that Gail and I, we represent a company that is very giving, loving, kind, generous, all the things that you would want in a community. And they are leaders. As a matter of fact, is it Tuesday, Gail?
Oh, what's Tuesday?
A minister Christian.
Oh, yes, in the morning. The Grow Rich, it's based on the Think and Grow Rich book week. Well, we had to change the name because of the copyright stuff. So it's Grow Rich. And he's speaking tomorrow morning. Yeah, at 9 Eastern time. Yeah.
Right. So if you want more information about that as well, the Grow Rich Mastermind, let us know. It is 8:00 my time, which is Central, 9:00 Eastern time. And Minister Christian is fantastic. He and his wife made this video. Well, I actually put the video together, but it's their music. How about that?
Yeah, you did a great job, Marian. That's amazing.
Oh,
You're
I
so
love
good.
every minute
You're so
of
good
it.
at that. I think
All
Gail's
right.
going to hire you to help him.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
How do you make dreams come true?
It takes faith to make your dreams come true. Life has something special right here for you. Everything has a season, a reason to grow. So don't be discouraged by your obstacles. No. Never give up. You're right to be happy. Never give up. Be all you are meant to be. Things will always come to get us down, and it only gets worse when we start to frown. Let's keep hope alive in our hearts. Smile with gratitude, that's when the magic starts. Never give up your right to be happy. Never give up. Be all you are meant to be. Never give up your right to be happy. Never give up, it's your life.